Good evening, everybody. Fossil Bill here. It is Christmas Day, so Merry Christmas to everybody. This is my tumbler video for the week, and I am doing it differently this week because I didn't want to take away from everybody's time with their families and friends, and I'm not doing it live. But here we go, right off the bat. I am switching things up a little bit today, and I am doing all the stones that are coming out of polish first, and getting that out of the way. And if you want to see the rest of the updates on the rest of the stones, you can stay tuned afterwards. Otherwise, you've seen all the stuff that's come out and how good it looks, and you're free to go do whatever else you want. Also, what that does is when you're working with cleaning up stones that are coming out of tumbling, is there's less chance of larger bits of grit being mixed in with your stones as you go down the line. So, here we go. This is the red tiger eye from my 15-pound barrel. And yes, that is a lot of red tiger eye. This has spent 1 month total. It's gone through all stages in the rotary tumbler. And it has a nice shine to it. Has some small defects in some of the pieces, but they really look beautiful. Nice and chatoyant. I didn't need any filler because when I did this batch, I also ran 2 3-pound barrels full at the same time, so that I could fill from those after phase 1, after it shrank. So there's the red tiger eye completed. And I'm just going to speed through the process here and get this video done so I don't have to trim down very much. So I'm going to transfer these into a tray to dry. Okay, next I've got this 3-pound barrel of Virgin Valley opal wood. Unfortunately, this ran down a little bit, so it's got a lot of little chippies in here. But still, some pretty nice material. Here's a nice little black and tan or dark brown and tan piece. Nice grain. You can see this darker colored material is harder. Got some different colorations in there. Yeah, pretty stuff. So there's that. Okay, this next one I got my wires crossed. I thought I was opening one tub up, and I was opening up a different tub. They were both on polish. So it's just a different material than I was expecting. But here we go. This, for the most part, is polka dot agate. There is some Richardson's Ranch material here, which is not from the polka dot agate line. It is also from Madras, but similar location, not quite the same. but it is also a place you cannot collect from anymore. You can buy from their store, but you cannot collect there. They have closed the mine down. You can no longer mine the material yourself. And for the most part, I don't think they're selling the agate anymore. I think they're just selling the thunder eggs. So material like this is not coming out anymore. And of course, that's a really nice piece of ice blue from the polka dot agate mine, which, as you can see, took a nice shine. So that's my Madras batch of agates. I think there are a few pieces of filler. That's one of the pieces of filler. There's some Montana in here as filler. That's Montana. I chose something to go in as filler that would be obvious that it is not polka dot or, you know, from that location. There we go. There's the pieces of filler out of it. And now all we're left with is the Richardson's Ranch and the polka dot. So there's that material. Okay, for the next 3-pound tumbler, I have Hampton Butte material. I know, corny dad joke, been coming. It's beautiful material. Nice multicolored, agatized, jasperized material, and some quartz and agate as well. Just really nice, colorful stuff, and it took, as soon as I get a paper towel out here, a nice shine. That piece did. This piece has got agate on it. The agate also took a nice high shine. The other part of this piece is kind of pitted, but shined up a little bit. This little piece of limb cast here looks nice. This piece with the quartz. Quartz can be tough if it's in with other materials. It took a pretty nice shine on the high points. And this piece looks like a mossy piece of agate. Kind of bubbly looking. Took a nice high shine on the high points. But yeah, some nice Hampton, beautiful material. So there's that. And of course this piece is just basically a matrix piece with a little bit of agate. The agate took a shine This matrix stuff is dull. So the agate in this piece took a nice shine. The rest of it is not really much to be impressed with. But the rest of it is really nice. Okay, as usual, I'm going to do my vibratory tumbler last. So my next batch up is a Phase 3 6-pound barrel of Virgin Valley opal wood. Okay, here we go. Here's the dump. Nice big amount of opal wood in this one. It's really amazing how much more you can fit in a 6-pound barrel than in a 3-pound barrel. Because you think, it's just double the amount. But it's more like 4 times the amount. So there we go. There's the progress on the 6-pound opal wood. Got some nice chunky pieces. A lot of nice wood grain. Variance in color. Lights. Darks. Modeled. Beautiful stuff. So I'll load that back into the barrel. And it will go in on polish for the next week. Okay, next up we've got a batch of Chevron Amethyst coming off of stage 3. This is the rest of the Chevron Amethyst that I had on the coarse grit for 3 weeks, and I got extra smooth. So these will be going in for polish for the next week. Some of them still have a little bit of defects to them, so I'll just pick those out and not have those in with the perfect ones. They'll either go in with the next batch that I do because I've got more of this material, or I'll just put them in with the regular ones, and that'll be that. Okay, here we got a 3-pounder of miscellaneous agate pieces. If I remember correctly, these are plume. Some of them were plume, some of them were not. They kind of look plumey. Yeah, these are plume. Yep, this is my batch of plume agate. So these will be going in on polish for the next week. If you can tell, I'm really hurrying here. I've got dinner to put on, so just blazing through. Okay, here I've got another batch of miscellaneous agates. And this batch is coming off of phase 2. And they're looking good. There's some nice little slab sections in here. There's also some plume in here. But these were tumbled from rough, whereas the other ones were somewhat polished to begin with. So these are going to be going on to stage 3 for the next week. Now this next one is a complete experiment. I do not know what to expect. These were shards, probably left over from a napper, someone that does napping of arrowheads. They are mahogany obsidian and some regular obsidian. And I put them in for a week on stage 1. Now mahogany obsidian is a really tough material to work with because it is soft and it is easy to chip and it will craze like nobody's business. So this is just an experiment. I put lots of media in with them. I put over a pound of media per pound of obsidian. Now these were just completely rough chips, and they got rounded out pretty good. They were just shards, flakes. They don't have any sharp edges anymore. Some of them are nice and translucent. That's a double flow. That one's triple flow. But I'd say it worked out pretty good. And I'm going to move along to the second phase. Got some miscellaneous odds and ends pieces. But all in all, they look pretty nice and smooth. Most of them are mahogany. But there are some other types in here. So I'll give these a really good rinse. And get them ready to move on. By the way, double flow and triple flow. Double flow is when you have two different types of obsidian in one piece. Triple flow is when you have 3 types of obsidian going on in one piece. Or at least so I've heard. So you can have like clear mahogany and ribbon, or black, opaque. You can have a lot of different combinations. So And double flow will just have 2 different types. Okay, last but not least, here's the Opal Butte material coming out of polish from the vibratory tumbler. And as you can hear, it has gotten a lot quieter down here. And that is because there are absolutely no tumblers running for the first time in a week. So, let's check on the polish. There it is wet. And there it is dry. Mirror finish. Absolutely, I'm going to say it again, beautiful material from Opal Butte. I know I can't give up my day job, but I'm full of corny dad jokes. I call them as I see them. The cornier the better. But there's all the tumblers for the day. And once again, have a Merry Christmas. Hope everybody did have a Merry Christmas. This is getting posted tomorrow. Well, day after Christmas. So, rock on, everybody.